This is not financial advice, not legal advice, for entertainment, educational purposes only, and anything I say is my opinion. Please don't make any financial decision based on anything I say in these videos. Listen, double check you're still subscribed to the channel, double check your notifications are on, and if you hit that like button, double check it's working properly, because these criminals are doing everything in their power to suppress the channel, because they don't want more people becoming aware of all the fraud and corruption in the United States stock market. Listen, I got a lot of people thinking that these market makers can create unlimited counterfeit shares with this market makers exemption, okay? It does not work that way. It does not work that way. Market makers still have to follow the rules. If they issue counterfeit shares, and they're not synthetic, they're counterfeit shares, and I've told you guys this multiple times, what would we call synthetic Gucci bags? We would call them counterfeit. What would we call synthetic title deeds? Titles for cars, we would call them counterfeit. What would we call synthetic deeds for properties? We would call them counterfeit. Okay? The reason they use the term synthetic is to try to minimize the criminality in what they're doing. Okay? They are counterfeit shares that they're producing and selling into the market. And a lot of people think that these market makers can just make unlimited counterfeit shares. Now, this is what they do. They make unlimited counterfeit shares, but they are breaking the law. It is illegal for them to do that. They still have to meet the T+1 settlement date like everybody else. If they sell counterfeit shares, they have to, well, they're supposed to. Not they have to, because they don't, obviously. They're supposed to come up with the real shares. They're supposed to come up with the real shares in T+1 trading days. Yo, the bottom line is this. The SEC knows, the DOJ knows, the FBI knows that these market makers are engaged in criminal behavior, because that's what it is. They're creating millions and billions of counterfeit shares every day, and then they are not giving up the real shares, because the real shares doesn't exist. And the brokers are in on it too, because if the broker know the float of a company is 1 million, yet on their books they're holding 10 times the float of the company, obviously the brokers know that the market makers are giving them counterfeit shares, but the brokers don't care either, because they're all making money. They are all making money, and the majority of the time it's off the backs of retail investors, pension funds, and institutions that follow the rules. Let me tell you guys something. These criminals have to be brought to justice. And that's why these civil lawsuits, when they get to the discovery phase, they are going to have to turn over the blue sheets. They're going to have to turn over the trading history. And then the SEC, the DOJ, and the FBI are going to be shamed into doing their job. So all you guys who thinks that these market makers can create unlimited counterfeit shares with their market maker exception, that is not true. Okay, that is not true. The market makers still have to follow the rules with a T+1 settlement day. They just don't do it, and then the SEC, the DOJ, and the FBI don't enforce it. Okay? They still have to follow the rules. So all you guys who think that the market makers don't have to follow the rules, that is incorrect. The only thing is nobody forces them to follow the rules. The SEC, the DOJ, and the FBI practice willful blindness to the overwhelming fraud and corruption in the United States stock market. And in my opinion, it is getting worse under the Trump administration, okay? Because he could have done something about it with the stroke of his pen. With the stroke of his pen, he could have stopped all shorting in the United States of America until the naked shorting was under control. You guys have been telling me, oh, wait, give him time. How much time does he need? He's done all these executive orders on all kind of things of nonsense, all kind of nonsense. Okay, this is a major, major financial crime that's happening with the naked shorting. And before he was in office, him and his buddies were complaining about the naked shorting, but now that he's in office, he has been silent on it, has nothing to say about it. It's absolutely crazy to me. Anyway, please leave some comments. Tell me what you think. Did you guys think that the market makers could create unlimited counterfeit shares with no repercussions? Well, they do it with no repercussions. Do you think the rules gave them the authority to create unlimited counterfeit shares? Anyway, have a great day. God bless, and I appreciate y'all on this journey with me.